Alright guys, good evening. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. I'm all settled in for the evening. I got my red wine. Thank you, Tim. And we'll talk a little bit about Linux Mint, the latest one. The system upgrade failed. Had to do a complete wipe, but I got it working. Back up and back up again. That's why I was able to do it. Couldn't fix it, but that's alright. Alright, give this a minute or so and we'll talk a little bit more about the latest Linux Mint on a DELL Optiplex. Oh man, I was just looking at the weather forecast. Ugh. Too cold here in Ohio coming up. Wow, that is cold. All right. Background music again by Dad. Thank you, Dad. Original songs from Italia. Beautiful Italia, as my friend Slim Man says. It's all about the love. Yes, it is. All right, so a quick joke. I recently joined a nudist colony, and I got to tell you, for the first few days, it was a little hard. Yeah. Anyway.
Listen. The birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying.
Alright, so these are the specs. Those of you who are watching this. So Linux Mint 22.1 is the latest, the Mate version on a DELL Optiplex, 16 gigs of RAM. I dual boot this with two SSDs. So Windows 11 on one, which works fine, and of course Linux Mint Mate on the other one. And yeah, everything seems to be flowing quite well for this chilly evening here in Ohio. Alright, so why don't we do this? I'll check the chat here shortly. Yeah, let's go ahead and transition to the desktop here. I did install OBS Studio, as you see here. Not a problem. Firefox web browser is installed by default. It's okay. I think I still prefer Chrome and Brave. Yeah, so this is how I customize my desktop. Just, of course, I changed the wallpaper, and nice looking wallpaper, by the way. I like to have the panel to the top. I add a weather applet, as you see here, and I think the Linux Mint Mate desktop probably has the best implementation of a weather applet, weather widget, or whatever you want to call it. It just never fails. It's fast, it's easy to read the forecast here. As you see, extreme cold. It's just a wonderful little weather applet. I'm not sure what it's based on, but it just works. So again, I have the panel at the top. I got my dad's music playing there. A couple of shortcuts here at the panel, probably add a few more, and of course the now classic Mint menu, as you see here. So why do we do this? I was talking about Brave. How about if let's go to the software manager. Let's see if we can install the Brave browser. Let this load. Let's see if it is in the repository. Brave. Okay, it's there. It's right there, and only as a flat pack. Really? Takes up 3.6 gigabytes of disk space. That's a lot for a browser. But I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and install this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and install that, and we'll see if it works. That's a lot of space for a web browser. 3.6 gigs. Okay, all right. It's installing. The software manager, by the way, looks fine. And there's a task running. Almost done, I think. Come on, Flatpak, hurry up, install. There we go. Let's launch. Let's see if it'll launch. I don't know what the keyring is. I should have wrote it down. We'll just get out of that, and there we have Brave. So let's see here. Let's do that. We'll set as default browser. Match system settings is fine. Want to participate in... Nah, I don't want to participate in that. I do not want to send diagnostics for now. And let's see. Turn on Brave News, sure. Well, that launched pretty quickly for a Flatpak. I'm actually surprised. Okay. I gotta figure out what password I use for the keyring. I don't remember. Okay, well there you have it. Brave. Let's get out of that. So if we go here, Internet, right click that, we will add to the panel you see here. And if we click, right click, we can move that, I believe. Yeah. So it's working the way it should. Alright. Anyway, I'll have to change the settings on the open windows here, but anyway, that's good enough. So that's an example of how to install a piece of software. But let's try something else. Let's go back to the software manager, and I forget, do I have this installed? Let me try Audacious. Alright, system package, and not a flat pack. This only uses 13 megabytes of disk space. That's what I would prefer. Let's go ahead and install that. Yeah. Well, let's transition here while I'm doing this. I'll do that. I believe is it that password for that? Yeah, it's installing. Okay, that'll work. Alright. Let's launch. Okay, good. Nice and zippy. So that is one way, well, two ways to install software. Do the software manager, Flatpak, or a system package. Another way, of course, is through the terminal, sudo apt install. If you are new to all this, you don't have to do that. That's okay. You can avoid the terminal. My favorite terminal is the Orlando International Airport. Haha. So, what else can I say about Linux Mint? I've been using it since 2008. It's very, very, very seldom lets me down. It let me down today at the upgrade crash, but that's okay. When it comes to Linux, except for Chromebooks, I don't expect perfection. Okay, Chromebooks are the only Linux-powered machines that never, ever, ever gave me a problem, and I'm cool with that. So Linux Mint is good enough. Again, when you're doing an upgrade from a previous version to the next, back up again. Have at least 2 backups and do a full system erase swipe. And I had absolutely no problem doing it that way, and it's actually faster than doing an upgrade through the terminal. So that's what I would do. Now let me grab another drink here, and we'll check the chat. All right, let's see, what do we have here? Joseph is in the house. So you tested Linux Mint 22.1 Cinnamon on live USB with disappointed. Qt package is not set to pick up GTK theme. I haven't tried Cinnamon version in a while. It's okay. I'm just a big fan of the Mate desktop. You like KDE? Very good. Kubuntu 24.4 with snaps disabled and Flatpaks enabled is a much better distro than Linux Mint. Look, the best distribution is the one that works for you. Yeah, I install what works. I try to stay away from snaps and Flatpaks when necessary. They just suck up so much space. But whatever works is what I use. Salt Lake City International Airport is the best terminal in the U.S. Cool. Yeah, I enjoyed the Orlando one because there's a lot of sightseeing for single guys, if you know what I mean. And I'll just leave it at that. But, yeah. You're running the upgrade today in the terminal. I'm not sure what happened. I tried to fix it. I think it's sudo mint upgrade. It's worked before in the past, but it did not work today. I was kind of disappointed, not surprised. It is Linux, but it's okay. I did a full install, and we're good to go for this evening. If there's anybody else watching who is new to all this and would like to say hello, please do. I love meeting new people, even if it's virtual. It makes these a lot of fun. I do these for you guys. I don't need to do this, even though I enjoy it. But I know that there's a lot of you out there who probably never get a chance to stop in and say hello because of time zone changes, or you know, you're shy, or maybe bad timing. Hey, Steve Gunner is in the house. What's up, mate? I love the Halo games with the Australian accents. Oh, crikey, it's the Master Chief. Yeah, I guess. I know, Steve, you're not new. I know. Michael Lilly is in the house. Good evening. I think the upgrade will come soon. They haven't released the upgrade program yet. I didn't know there was more than one version. I believe it's Mint. You install Mint upgrade. Then sudo mint upgrade, right? Unless I missed something. Like I said, to me, I actually have about 5-6 external drives. So again, back up and back up again, and that's probably the better way to upgrade from a previous version of Linux, and it's actually faster. So, and it's working fine. Let me look at the system monitor, and let's see how much resources we are using. Alright, so this Dell, I got it maxed out at 16 gigs. We're using 2.9 gigs. That sounds about right for all of this. It's less than what Windows 11 would use, that's for sure. And it seems to be running smoothly, so I'm quite happy with that, yeah. I've tested all the versions, by the way. The Debian edition of Linux Mint, XFCE, Cinnamon. There's something about the Mate desktop with the Mint menu. I really adore its just perfect simplicity of it. Lightweight, easy to customize. There's just something about that I've always liked since the beginning, so kudos to the entire team at Linux Mint. Okay, so Switch to Linux showed the Linux Mint page where they said the upgrade will come soon. Okay. Alright, so the actual terminal commands are still there, but not the whole package. Alright, fair enough. That's okay. Like I said, I have multiple backups, no big deal. So... I never used the program run websites as if they were apps with the web apps software installed. Usually what I do after installing Linux Mint or anything, I install specific software such as OBS Studio, Kdenlive, Audacity. I like the Audacious lightweight music player, Brave browser, Chrome browser. VLC is mandatory for both Linux and Windows. To get that going. Yeah. In fact, let's do this. Let me transition again and we'll take a look at the software real quick. So, accessories here. I use disks. And I use, the USB image writer. Okay, graphics. Don't do much here. Internet. Of course, I just installed Brave, Firefox. I'm glad Thunderbird is installed by default. Transmission I use sometimes to download the ISO torrents. And I don't think I've ever used this one, web apps. Yeah, Office. LibreOffice I don't use that much. Sound and video. Just installed Audacious. I don't really do Hypnotics to watch TV. OBS Studio is a must. Pulse audio volume control, yes. And of course VLC, the quintessential media player for both Linux and Windows. System tools. I never use Timeshift, System Restore Utility. I just prefer backups. Yeah, so administration. Again, the backup tool, I don't care for it. Although if you are new to this, I would say use it. Yeah, if I would have used this, I probably could have gone back and, tried the upgrade later. But that being said, it's all good. Synaptic Package Manager is a must for me for Ubuntu-based systems. And don't do much with printing that much anymore. Alright, so preferences, a little bit with appearance, I'll do that. I don't mess with the Compass Configuration Manager, Settings Manager, because you might break something. In fact, if you click that, it comes up with the warning, use with caution. And I'm never going to do that. So I don't want to break anything, yeah. And that's really it. Startup applications, don't really mess with that, but I may install a few more. I wanted to install the Lollipop music player. I'll do that later. But yeah, that's it for the software on my Linux Mint Mate. Hey, Cody's in the house. What's up? Yes, I did a full install. Upgraded my Linux Mint Mate, a full system install wipe. Yes, Steve, Arch user repo is a must. Yes, if you smoke a lot of weed, it definitely is a must. In fact, when you go to the local legal weed store here in Ohio, it says they recommend Arch user repo right before you purchase your weed. So I totally recommend that. Ha ha. Just kidding, of course. Oh yeah, I think you mentioned it last time, Joseph. Hidamari is a flat pack tool which enables animated wallpapers. Okay. Yeah, the thing with that is sucks up more system resource. I could probably do it on this Dell, but on my backup computers, I think the resources would just suck too much out of it. Yeah, I really do need to get a new PC. Anyway, but I'll check into it. Hidamari. Let me see if that's in the software center. Interesting name, Hidamari. There it is. Yes, it is a flat pack. You are correct. Video wallpaper for Linux. Okay. All right. I might check that up. Check that out at a later time. Thanks for the tip. I have messed with Arch-based in the past. Never again, quote the Raven. Those of you who know your literature, never again. Just give me my Linux Mint, my Chromebooks, my Zorns, and I'm in pretty good shape, man. You see what I'm saying? You have to download the animated wallpapers. Oh, that's too much work. I want it all in one package. Yeah. Anyway, there is one or two distros that has that built in. I think Mokulu Linux, and I think another one. I can't remember. Yes, sir, Steve. You are correct. Edgar Allan Poe. Very good. You remember your literature class. Nevermore, quote the Raven. There are also websites you can grab animated wallpapers as videos. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not into that much, but I think it's something to have fun and play with. Yeah, normally when I customize my desktop, I don't change anything else for fear of breaking something. Yeah. Oh, so you think Endeavor OS is the only stable Arch distro, Cody? Okay, alright. A couple years ago, I went to a concert in Pittsburgh. Ringo Starr from the Beatles was playing. And you know the song, "We all lived in the yellow submarine." So I changed the lyrics. "We all live in a stable Arch machine, a stable Arch machine." I don't know. Maybe I had too much to drink that night. I don't know, but anyway, we all live. It just kind of blended in nicely. Yeah, I've been so used to Ubuntu base since, believe it or not, it's been almost 20 years. It's been almost 20 years since I've been using different forms of Linux. I won't say I'm an expert, but I think I'm a little bit of an expert after almost 20. It was 2006, believe it or not. So, yes, I should call this the Total No BS channel, right? Kelly is in the house. Good evening, Kelly. How are you, my dear? How was I'm assuming you worked today. How was your day at work? I was actually off today. Had my plumber friend fixing a hole in the bathroom tile upstairs. Thank God he knows what he's doing, because I would have been freaking lost. I told my friend, you know what, that does not look like a hard drive, man. I can't fix that. Yeah, Cody remembers the fire extinguisher. Wow, you have a really good memory. Oh man. Oh, that brings back some memories, Cody. Thank you. What the joke is, if I recall, I installed Manjaro and I enabled the AUR, the Arch User Repository, I think, Cody. And then a warning popped up. Warning, danger, this could... So I said, no problem, I came prepared. So I grabbed the fire extinguisher to put out the arch fire. Wow. Thank you. Kelly, you started training CDL school for a truck driving company on February 3rd. Okay. God bless the truck drivers who shipped all the food out, especially during the pandemic, right? You have my respect, all you drivers. Not easy. Yeah, Cody says, shows you how long I've subbed. Well, thank you. Man, that's got to go back. Pfft. Maybe 10 years, maybe not quite as much. Well, next month, no, March, will mark 15 years of Total OS Today. Thank you. Would not have been possible without you guys. If it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. Right? I gotta figure out a way how to disable the stupid key ring in Linux Mint every time there's a pop-up. I think I set it up, didn't I? I can't remember. It was a long day today between the plumber coming in and other things. Anyway. Garuda Linux, your best Arch-based distro? Okay. Yeah, there is only one system, one form of Linux that has given me zero issues, like zero, and that's a Chromebook. And when I mean zero bugs, zero maintenance, just absolutely flawless. So, you know, there's still talk about the year of the Linux desktop. Man, that came and went in 2021 when Chromebooks outsold Macs. The little bitty unknown little Chromebook outsold a champion, the king. Now that says a lot in my opinion. So, Cody likes Chrome OS. Yeah, it's never let me down. Never let me down. Debian is a low chaos distro. Yes, it is quite stable. Not too much chaos going on there. I remember years ago in Florida, I took film writing, script writing, just to go off track here a bit, and I basically wrote a script about an American version of James Bond. He had to defeat Chaos, and Chaos stands for Clones, Homeland, Attack, Overt, Strike Force. The story went where the American Bond had to defeat the evil Dr. Zirnov because he wanted to replace humans with perfect clones, and he called the organization Chaos. Clones, Homeland, okay, and all that stuff. So Saint Raphael is in the house. Let us pray. How are you? Good to have you here. Joseph watching the stream on Debian 12. Excellent. Yeah, Debian's rock solid. Debian stable is... Yeah. Yes. 22.1 is awesome. It is, my friend. It is. You're doing great. Excellent. What was I going to say? But yeah, Chromebooks are the only Linux that has never ever given me any issues. Zero. Nada. Niente in Italian. Alright, so we have more. We have more than one Linux Mint fan here. Hey, look, they've been around since 2008. They got to be doing something right? I mean, that's how I see it. So Give me a second. Let me grab another drink here. I wish our friend Tim would stop in the house, in the Toss House tonight. He's always donated money for the wine that I drink. So, Tim, if you watch this later, thank you so much over the years for the Carlo Rossi wine donation, as it were. Greatly appreciated. I don't know if KDE will come back to Linux Mint. I don't know. It probably isn't necessary, Joseph. I think they're doing well with what they have, but if they want to, why not? But I think they're doing okay. Yeah. The Mate desktop has been around since 2008. Cinnamon, I think, since 2014. XFCE has been a while. Of course, Debian's been a while. So I think they got a full plate of Linux flavors for what they do. I'm running tonight's show on a Dell Optiplex. Joseph, you have a Latitude, that's fine. This is a Dell Optiplex 7010 that I bought this right before the pandemic. I wasn't planning on keeping it this long, but then the pandemic hit and yeah, I kept putting off buying a computer. Hey, it still works. I upgraded the RAM, SSDs, put in a graphics card. So far, so good. Well, I mean, if you're a fan of KDE, you can install the KDE desktop environment on top of Mint, but I would probably just pick something that has it by default to avoid any possible breakages, right? It's just a thought. I have installed multiple desktop environments in the past for fun, but it's even the developers say it's not really recommended. Now look, if you have a spare machine just for fun, that's fine. But yeah. If you're gonna what's the word? Tinker with Linux, do it on a spare machine. I learned that out years ago too, Kelly. Yes, if you like to tinker, that's fine. If you want absolute 100% stability, you can't beat a Chromebook. If you like to take the time to install something on your own on a machine, then your Linux Mint, your Zorin OS is probably the way to go. Chrome OS Flex is good too, although Chrome OS Flex does not have support for the Android store. For that, you'd have to get the actual Chromebook. Yes, you can also experiment in a virtual machine, sure. Cody, you want to install Ubuntu on your computer? Ubuntu is your favorite GNOME, the less extensions. Actually, I think Ubuntu is one of the worst. I think Zorin OS does the best with the GNOME extensions, with the correct amount of GNOME instructions. I think Ubuntu is probably not the best, in my opinion. It's definitely a polished system. There's no question it looks sharp. Yeah. Oh, hi, Donald. Welcome. You run Hyperland and X11 all the time. Okay. Yeah. Boxes for virtual machine? Sure. Yes. Linux has many flavors. My favorite is Mate. GNOME's okay in Zorn OS. KDE I don't really mess with. I'm not an expert on KDE, but yeah, yeah. Donald says hello. Hello, Donald. Welcome. I don't know if you're new to the chat. If you are, welcome. And if you're new, everybody say hello to Donald. Kelly says cinnamon chick. Yeah, we got this cinnamon chick from New York. She likes cinnamon sticks and pizza. Let me tell you. Donald is new. Everybody, please say hello to Donald. Welcome, Donald. Great to have you here. Always like to see new people from around the world stop in the chat. Nice. Kelly says, oh my God, Toss, I have pizza for dinner. Well, who doesn't have pizza for dinner? Come on, duh. I'm just kidding. Ah, Donald's from New England. I bet it's cold there like it is here in Ohio. See, what I tell you, Joseph had pizza for dinner. Like I said, who doesn't have pizza for dinner? Right? Pizza good anytime, yes. I even have it for freaking breakfast, believe it or not. Hey, I'm Italian, forget about it. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's I think there's a cold frost warning Sunday night. Probably for most of the USA at this point, but yeah. I miss Florida. I use XFCE, Joseph, in what do I use it in? I was going to say the Chromebook, but that's not right. Oh, I think it's the MX Linux. I think one of their desktop choices is XFCE, and it's fine. Donald says, forget. No. Donald, look, I have to correct you. It's FUH. FUHGEDDABOUT. Forget about it. That's what we say in New York when I lived there. Forget about it. Like when people say, hey man, you want to use Arch Linux? Forget about it. You were close though, but it isn't forget. Yeah. I miss New York sometimes. Does Peppermint use X? I guess Peppermint does use XFCE, doesn't it? I haven't used Peppermint in a while. So Donald, I don't know if you mentioned it, but which Linux do you use? Or do you even use Linux? Ah, Nix OS Arch then Debian. So you have an immutable system, an aspirin a day system with Arch, and then Debian stable, I guess. Interesting choices, Donald. Yeah, I don't think Wayland is ready for prime time. It's semi-immutable? Okay. That's the latest buzzword. I mean, it's not new. Chromebooks have been doing this since 2011. But it's good to see, you know. I'm hoping that Ubuntu can release their immutable system this year. I was looking forward to that one. Yeah, because I believe the software is, sandboxed? It doesn't affect the core system, if I recall. Oh, you can build Nix as immutable. Gotcha, not by default. Understood, okay. Yeah, see, years ago, I didn't really know much about immutable, and I often wondered why a Chromebook never like broke, it seemed, but it made sense if it's an immutable type of system. Years later, I realized, aha. Well, yeah, with immutable, they're rock solid. They're bad, if you want to call it, because you can't really customize it. But I'm guessing most Windows users probably don't care about that. They just want something rock solid, stable, nothing to fix. That's my guess. You can customize immutable Linux? Really? Okay. Well, that's good. I know a Chromebook, it's not designed for that, generally speaking, and that's fine. Yeah, the core is what's immutable, yes. Yeah, Chromebooks is one of those what you see is what you get, and that's fine. It's not meant to be tinkered with and break anything. So, um, I wonder how many total desktop environments are there now. I've lost track. Oh, really? Fedora's getting a cosmic spin. That's interesting. I took a look at the latest System 76 Cosmic. Very nice. Someone pointed out it's not really based off of GNOME. It's their own. What's the Rust programming language? But it mimics GNOME. Yeah, it will take an immutable desktop to win over corporations to Linux, probably. Yeah, when you think about it, there's only one global Linux standard, and that's the Chromebook. You know, that's why they just work. Will Cosmic be more ready for prime time than Wayland? I don't know. I mean, Cosmic is really brand new from the ground up. I don't know. I think Wayland is still years down the road, in my opinion, Kelly. But hey, maybe it'll work fine with the Cosmic. Yeah. Rem Stars in the house, welcome. Is Cosmic supposed to be similar to Gnome? Yes, from what I've seen. Yes. Every time I tried Wayland, it never worked for me. Something would break or something didn't work. It's just not ready for prime time. Now, if it's in the Cosmic Rust because it's built from scratch, that might be different. I don't know. Alright, so Wayland works well with Hyperland. Okay. Yeah, I think when I tried Wayland, the system ran slower, and I think OBS Studio didn't work right or something. I can't remember. It's ironic that the global Linux standard, the Chromebook, is based off of all things Gentoo. it just, I just think it's funny, of all things. Wayland supports HDR. How OBS now works with HL. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, if it works, great. See if W is in the house. Hello, what's up, man? So I'm just catching up on the latest oddball news. A Turkish woman establishes world record for watermelons crushed with her thighs. Okay, I didn't know they were keeping track of thigh-crushing watermelons. This is a strange world, my friends. Joe Smith is in the house. Hello. Welcome. Kelly says, wait, what? This is the headline. A Turkish woman establishes a world record by crushing watermelons with her thighs. That's the headline. Turkish, I guess, in Turkey. I ain't messing with those women over there. Forget about it. This is a strange world. Yeah. Anyway, just for a laugh. Yeah. This is normally what I do for the news and nonsense shows, you know, but I'm just throwing it in tonight, so yeah. I guess they had a problem in Belgium. People were eating Christmas trees. Well, I'll stick to the Belgian chocolates, yeah. Yeah, Cody says thunder thighs, yes. Yep. Ah, we have some Italian. We got some Italian news. An Italian mayor's proclamation makes it illegal to get sick. Yeah. You get the sick, I'll put you in the jail. You sick, go to jail. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, it seems that way, Cody. A hospital is a jail. Jail for sick people anyways. Yeah, it seems that way. Oh well. Haha, here's a headline. Hold the bacon. A loose pig rounded up at Tennessee Wendy's. Alright, I gotta stop. Now I'm getting hungry here. Alright, so Cosmic can be run on Arch, Fedora, Nix, OS, and Ubuntu. Okay. Yeah. A pig named Bacon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking probably sometime this year the final version for Cosmic should be released. I would, because they've been working on this well since the pandemic, if I recall, over there at System 76 here in the United States. All right. Anyway. Yeah, Joseph says quiet mode. I'm practicing my, what's that called? That ASMR where everything is quiet and relaxed, right? Some of those videos are weird. Well, in some cases that's true. They call it alpha, but maybe it's really a beta quality. I would have to agree. The latest Cosmic did feel like it was beta quality. No, I didn't do a full install. I ran it off a USB, which was quite impressive, I must say. But yeah, I think in some cases alpha is actually a beta. I'm reading the news here. I guess last week there were some Dunkin' Donuts places in the country who had no donuts. Um, Nebraska, Omaha. Okay, well, I guess people love their donuts there. Yes, a case of underpromise and overdeliver on that. Yes, I would have to agree that. From what I've seen in LA, the fire situation, well, it was bad. I think they said it was partially contained. Boy, what a mess over there! Really, it's bad. All right, Kelly, you got a 12-hour shift tomorrow. Oh no. Week and a half left of being an operations manager in a pharmacy. Gotcha. I understand that. You get some rest, and I'm sure we will chat again. Thanks for stopping by, Kelly. Yeah. Keep on trucking. Has anybody tried Lubuntu? That's what I have on my Gateway PC. That's hooked up to my 50-inch TV. I really like that for a lightweight system. Yeah, the Lubuntu, I believe the system requirements for Lubuntu are either 512 megabytes or 1 gig, which makes it pretty light, which makes it run better on an older processor. I think the other one that I like for lightweight is Antix, which is probably lighter. Yeah, I just like the way I have with the, I believe the LXQT desktop for Ubuntu that I kind of like. I've heard of Sparky Linux, yeah. Yeah, 1 gigabyte recommended for Ubuntu. Yes, like I said, I installed it on my Gateway, which originally had a Windows 8. If you guys remember the Windows 8 days, but of course took that out, installed Ubuntu, and I like it. Very, very simple. It's like a throwback. The looks of it is like a throwback to the Windows XP days. You know, nothing fancy. It just works. I remember LXDE, sure. Let me check my Thunderbird mail here while we're talking. In fact, I may put that on the panel. So let's add it to panel. I'm just talking to myself, don't mind me. So there we go. Put it there. I can access it later. Alright, I think I'll lock it there. Very good. Yeah, I was looking at the top 10 Linux on DistroWatch. I think half of them, Ubuntu based or Debian based, and it's for a reason. Yeah, I think, I'm trying to think of the last one I tried with something on LXD. It's been a while. Donald asks, you know how DistroWatch determines the rankings? Yeah, I guess it's what they call page hits, not necessarily installations. It's just a snapshot. I think they update it every 6 months or something like that. Right, yeah, it's who clicks on what links on their web. Yeah. But I've been pushing Linux Mint and Zorn OS for years, and you know, there's probably some truth to that, but is it 100%? No. But considering it's not just me saying how well Linux Mint works, or Zorn OS, or Debian stable, there's probably a residue. Yeah, that's the word, Donald. A residue of truth to that, right? Yeah, Zorn OS has been around since 2010. Linux Mint, I think, since 2008, maybe sooner than that. And of course, Ubuntu. Well, I started with Ubuntu 2006. Yeah, Linux Mint just works, so they deserve the hype, Joseph. But they release when ready and not on a set schedule. Same thing with Zorn OS. And that's probably why they've lasted this long. They've had the least amount of problems. That's my guess. Yeah, if someone's using Windows, Linux Mint, Zorin, to a certain point, Pop OS maybe, but you can't go wrong with Mint. So they've just established themselves as reliable. Yeah, for someone who doesn't want to tinker, just want what I call click and go distributions. Just install it, click and go. Not to tinker, like, you know, with Arch Linux or, you know, Gentoo, something like that. They just want to install it, click, and go. Okay. So it makes sense that Chromebooks use Gentoo, get the absolute max from the limited HW and reduce memory footprint. Okay, all right. Hey, I'm by no means an expert on Gentoo, but there's a reason why Chromebooks are just absolutely flawless and fast. So, hail Gentoo. All right, I'm probably going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. We're closing in on 11:30 for the evening. I actually came back from a jazz concert downtown. Had some friends pop in from out of town, and it got quite busy actually. Like I said, whatever Google has done with these Chromebooks, they are quite optimized, quite well. All right, Donald, you have a good night. Thanks for stopping in the chat. We'll chat sometime soon. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward if it's released for Ubuntu's immutable. I think it's called Ubuntu Core or something like that. That's what I'm looking forward to. Of course, I'm going to compare it to a Chromebook. Duh. But we'll see. I have not heard of Red Core Linux, Joseph. Yeah, the Ubuntu Core was supposed to come out last year, but then they released a statement it wasn't quite ready, and that's fine. I don't use virtual machines anymore. I just run them off a live USB, and I'm cool with that. Yeah. CFWW with a little bit of history. 2016 Linux Smith website was breached. Yes. I remember that. All right, is there anything else? Because we're going to wrap this up for tonight. All right, Donald, you have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. No budgie LXQT users here. Not in the chat, no. I use Ubuntu on my other machine, but not tonight. Yeah. I tried budgie once. It was okay. It was alright, but yeah. I prefer speed, so I'll stick with the LXQT and Ubuntu. Alright, well, I think that's a wrap for this evening. Gonna get cleaned up, go to bed, and you guys, wherever you guys live, be warm out there. Try and stay warm. It's gonna be bad the next few days at least. Like frostbite time. So yeah, be careful out there. Stay warm, and of course, if it's snowing, be careful in the snow and all that. All it takes is one idiot driver to ruin your day, right? Yeah. All right, let me close this out. Close that out. All right, that's it. You guys have a good tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one. Arrivederci.